I want to talk about some tension right now in the Republican Party. You've expressed sympathy for want of a better term, Tea Party Republicans and their concerns about the astronomical national debt and the deficits. But when I heard you commenting on it, I remembered former Treasury Secretary Paul O'Neill saying in his book that you had told him Reagan proved that deficits don't matter. Can you square the two, the concerns about deficits now versus during the Bush-Cheney administration?
Sure. Well, at the time that is referred to in the O'Neill book was back at the beginning of the Bush administration. It was time, frankly, we had surpluses. And the issue was whether or not we could both build up military force at the same time that we were concerned about deficit spending. And my point was that Ronald Reagan had done exactly that he had run a deficit in order to build up our military capability back in the early 80s. And it proved a remarkable decision on his part.
And to cut taxes both under Reagan
and to cut taxes at the same time. So I'm not opposed under certain circumstances to running deficits. The debt is another problem, and we've gotten to the point now where, especially because of entitlement programs, but because it really hasn't been much done by way of trying to restrain spending, we now have $1 trillion deficits every year and a $17 trillion debt that we're passing on to our kids and grandkids. That concerns me.
A lot of economists look at the debt and say a lot of the reason for the debt, in addition to the entitlement programs you're talking about, are things that you and President Bush did in terms of funding or not funding the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, in terms of the Medicare prescription drug benefit,
right,
and in terms of the tax cuts. Are you and President Bush not also responsible for the deficit the way they are?
Well, in terms of prescription drug benefits for seniors, that's something the president campaigned on before I ever got involved. I think it was a good program.
But without taking an issue with the policies of Iraq and Afghanistan wars and the Medicare prescription drug benefit or the tax cuts, I think the question is, how are they being paid for?
Well, what we tried very hard to do, first of all, I believe tax cuts are an appropriate part of a policy to achieve economic growth. That in fact, there's I'm a Jack Kemp, Art Laffer kind of Republican. I believe that it's important to leave as much as we can with the individual wage owner and business so that they can invest and create more jobs, and that in and of itself creates more tax revenue down the road. So I'm not opposed to that proposition at all.
What about paying for the wars, paying for the Medicare prescription drug benefit?
Well, the wars were paid for. I mean, the funds were appropriated.
Right.